Good afternoon, buenas tardes.
What's up, Mr. Alfredo? How are you?
Hi, Mr. Rayner. Fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm doing good, and you?
I'm I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Yes, finally back to
Finally
classes.
back to the no to a normal day.
Normal
Normal
day.
routine.
Hello, René.
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, Rene. How are you? And Javier, too?
Okay.
Nice to
Oh,
meet
my.
you.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay.
What's your name?
What's
What
your
about
name?
you?
Too
How's
much
it
work,
going?
guys.
How's it
A little,
going,
a little
Alfredo?
bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
Top,
Everything
Javier.
good. Everything good. I lost something.
Teacher.
Yes.
What's up with your computer? What happened?
I am using Andrea's computer.
And your computer? What's up?
Supposedly they are going to fix it, but they fix it and then it didn't work and they are fixing it again. But to be honest, I want to buy a new one. So yeah, it's very expensive.
But Carlos give you one, no?
I know. I wish. Carlos, where are you? No. Dijo el maldito Carlos. But everything is fine. Where are you, Javier? In the mine?
No, in my house.
Ah, okay.
Alfredo
Alright.
is working now.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Alfredo.
I'm alright. I'm alright. in this
After
moment.
after a month on vacation.
No, just 7 days.
Oh, 7 days is nice. Did you travel?
Yeah, a couple days out of Hermosillo.
Where did you go?
Tucson.
Oh, nice.
In words.
And you, Javier, did you travel? Did you have days off?
No, les voy a
Ah.
platicar así rapidito en español, un resumen de los últimos semanas.
Acontecimientos.
Antes de salir de vacaciones, cuando les dije que no había podido entrar, se enfermó un cuñado y falleció unos días después, un hermano de mi esposa. Y pues ya después nos fuimos pues al pueblo, luego me fui yo a trabajar unos días a la mina, regresé para la Semana Santa y, y ya pues toda la Semana Santa nos pasamos allá, pero realmente no, pues no salimos, ¿no? Todo era todavía así pues medio pesado, ¿no? Para toda la familia ahí. Y ya después de ahí, pues ya regresé al trabajo y estos últimos días han estado muy ajetreados, ¿no, Alfredo?
Ajetreado.
Algo.
Sí. Y ya finalmente ahorita no hace ni media hora que le acabo de enviar otra revisión ahí a José Robles. No sé si él ha estado entrando al inglés estos días.
No,
Sí,
he andado muy ocupado, me dijo.
sí, le acabo de enviar una actualización ahí de una presentación y porque tienen el reporte de la junta final el lunes y
Yeah.
pues ahorita el fin de semana va a ser de revisiones y todo ese rollo, ¿no? Y ya,
Oh,
pues eso ha sido, por eso he andado perdido. Ayer Lupita me preguntaba que si todo bien, que si qué pasaba, ¿no? Le digo, todo bien, pero pues realmente eso ha sido
el
los
meollo.
días, no ha sido porque he andado,
De baquetón.
vagueando. Malayón.
De baquetón. Pues lo sentimos mucho, obviamente,
Sí,
Javier.
gracias, no se preocupen,
No es mucho.
sí nos agarró medio movidos.
¿Joven?
44.
Ay, chamaco.
Ay,
Chamaco,
ay,
un
ay.
morro, neta,
Oh my
chamaco.
God.
Morro.
Están muriendo
A
los
baby.
niños. Uy.
No, bien gacho estuvo, pero bueno, pues, ya ni hablar.
No sabemos qué nos espera, ¿no?
Sí, está canijo.
Qué bárbaro. Pues bienvenido, mister, a
Gracias,
darle.
aquí andamos de vuelta. Medio
there we go.
perdidos, pero
Welcome.
bien. De hecho,
No, actually, it's gonna be easy.
ok, este material lo imprimí ahorita, pero se me trabó la impresora. Ahorita voy a intentar imprimirlo. No alcancé a imprimirlo todo. Y esas páginas
Okay,
no las
okay.
tengo. Pero
¿Esta no la tienes?
no, nada más me quedé como hasta 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ya dices
Hasta
number
la
5.
página 18 por ahí.
Esta es la 5.
Sí, pero ahorita queda.
Okay. Okidoki.
Ok,
Hi,
gracias.
Lupita, how are you?
Hi.
Doing good?
So. I feel
So?
sick. Mhm.
You feel sick?
Yes.
Sick of these guys? Or sick of what?
A little headache
Mm,
and
alright.
a little, ¿cómo se dice fiebre?
Fever,
Yes.
temperature also.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good. Very good. Jolly, how are you, Jolly?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. I'm ready. Rene, ready, Rene?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What happened yesterday? Too much work too, right?
Yeah, yes. Necesitaba enviar un reporte.
¿Te regañaron ayer?
Sí. No, pero sí tenía que
No.
enviar un reporte.
That's good. Hi, Ale. How are you, Ale?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Ready for your class?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect.
Hi,
Do you
everybody.
have a new look?
Me?
René,
Oh,
¿no?
No, ya estaba con este color de cabello hace meses. Bueno,
Oh,
hace un mes y medio, yo creo. Ya.
Yes, I remember.
Ujú.
okay.
And you, Carlos? How are you, Carlos?
Muy bien, aquí, entrando a la clase.
Very good. Very good. JC, ready?
Yes.
All right. So, estamos los que somos y somos los que estamos. Ahora sí.
¿Qué fue de
Right?
Luis?
Ayer le estaba diciendo al
Luis, Claudia, ¿quién más?
Sí.
¿Ya no volvieron?
Ya no volvieron. Ni Sebas, remember Sebastian?
Yes,
Ah, sí.
yes. Y hay
¿Ya no van a
otro
entrar ellos?
también.
Thank you. Bye, baby. No, ya no. Ya, they're out.
¿pero dijeron adiós, teacher, o no?
Sí, Luis y Claudia, pues muy agradecidos, demasiado trabajo. Creo que hicieron un contrato de un proyecto que ya no iban a poder estar en clase. Y en la cuestión de Sebastián, no dio muchos, no sé si le gustó el curso o no. No, ya no supe de él mucho, ya no contestó.
Había otro, ¿no? Teacher. No me acuerdo cómo se llama.
Alberto.
Alberto.
No. Había otro que también fue de los últimos.
Cristian,
Cristian.
Javier.
No, Cristian no era. Ah, sí es cierto,
No.
Cristian, había un Cristian.
No, que no era el Alberto, el que está en
Alberto.
Zacatecas por allá.
El de Guaymas.
Bueno, Alberto,
¿no?
sí, él
Pero
nada
él-
más agarró el puesto y ya. Adiós. Nada más le dieron la dirección general, en realidad,
No más.
y ya. No más. Right? No, pero había uno de la mina. I forgot the name.
Ajá,
Martín.
Martín.
Pero él se cambió.
Ah, Martín.
Oh,
Pero él está en el otro, ¿qué no? En el otro diplomado.
No, él no se cambió siempre.
No se cambió.
Ya
Me
no
dijo
siguió,
que-
me
A ver
dijo.
si sale.
A mí me dijo que se le hizo muy avanzado este nivel y que se
Y
iba a
muy bajo
cambiar,
el otro.
sí, que se iba a cambiar al otro, me dijo. Pero
Sí,
eso ya
algo así me comentó a mí también, que estaba muy avanzado. Que no, dijo, ustedes ya van muy arriba, no estás loco, le digo, para el nivel que lo que has, lo que has mostrado tú ahí, pues estás igual que de jodido que nosotros, le dije, o sea, síguele ahí, pues.
Cálmate,
Pero
cálmate.
es
Pero no,
el
me
que es
dijo,
de
digo que
compas,
le iba a
¿no?
pensar y le iba a pensar y iba a revisar, pero yo creo que ya no.
Sí. Sí, pues es normal. De realidad, es un número alto de alumnos el que tengo para el tiempo que llevamos. ¿Se me explico? Usualmente no duran tanto los alumnos. Usualmente, claro, se
Trato.
van antes, pero vamos muy bien aquí. Por eso les decía el domingo que les mandé ahí una foto, recuerden, Final Students. Espero que todos se gradúen. Ahora sí que ya es el último estirón y espero que a todos, pues, certificarlos con el examen TOEFL a todos. So let's go. Are you ready for today?
Yes.
We are going to continue with something that we have been working with, which is past perfect, right? For you, Mr. Javier and Alfredo, we are doing a new conjugation tense, which is this one over here, past perfect. All right.
Okay.
So I was telling the other guys that we need only 4, okay? This one, this one, this one, and this one. That's what we need to do in this 12 weeks that we have to finish the project. Okie doke. So I think, Alfredo, you watched the video, right? You told me.
Sorry, yeah, just Monday. Yeah, only
Monday.
when you started talk about by the time,
Exactly.
all the,
Very
only
good.
this one.
Participle. Past participle. I'm sorry, no. Past perfect.
That's perfect.
Thank you, Ale. All right, so let's do this really fast so Alfredo and Javier can have an idea of what we're doing, right? We are going to have the timeline for present, for past, and for future. In this case, guys, we are gonna have 2 events. Event number 1 and event number 2, okay? So past perfect is going to be necessary to have 2 events. All right. This one right here is going to be in simple past. Simple past, like termination ED or went, remember, took, like that. Simple past. And this one over here is going to be the new conjugation that we have, which is past perfect. Right? If you think about this and if you put it in your mind, this one is going to be past. And this one over here is going to be past of the past. You know, past of the past. So we're gonna do something like this. Oh, by the way, the most common connector, which one is it, guys? You remember? The most common connector, which we have more. Okay?
By the time.
Anytime.
By the time. By the time that we are going to translate it, how?
¿Para cuándo?
¿Para cuándo?
Para cuando. All right, guys? So, look at this one. By the time I graduated from high school. Okay. By the time I graduated from high school, I graduated from high school. Is it the yellow or the blue one?
The yellow one.
The yellow one, right? Because it's in simple past.
Simple past.
By the time I graduated from high school, sorry about this. And then we're gonna do the new conjugation,
I had.
right? I had, tell me, Lupita. Or who said something? You, Lupita.
No,
I
Ale.
had,
Oh,
no,
Ale.
Jolly, I think Jolly.
Oh,
Jolly, sorry.
I had traveled abroad.
Abroad, very good. Remember,
Teacher,
abroad is out of the country. Yes, Ale.
do you miss right on the after the by that time? You need right time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. By the time I graduated from high school, ahí está el nuevo. I had traveled. This one right now is no have. Remember present perfect? No, okay, this is past
Yes.
perfect. So
Past
the
perfect.
auxiliary have goes to had. And what will be the translation, guys, of this in Spanish?
Para cuando yo me gradué de la prepa, yo es el problema de
Había
idioma.
movido de ciudad, o sea,
Había viajado al extranjero.
Había viajado al
viajado.
extranjero.
Entonces, este de aquí, had plus past participle is going to be past of the past. Había viajado antes de algo. Make sense? Listen, I had bought.
I had learned. Había aprendido mucho.
Yes, tell me, Carlos. I had
I had
learned
learned.
or learned, depending if it's regular or irregular, right? I had learned a lot.
A lot. Mucho.
Había aprendido mucho. Before what? Allí es donde nos hace falta eso, right? Can do by the time
By the time.
I got the new position. Make sense?
Ujú.
Yes, Javier, you got it, Alfredo?
Yeah.
It's
Got it.
like Alberto's situation.
Exactly, Alberto.
Yeah, same like Alberto.
No?
He got the. I remember when Alberto was my student in ITH in 2008. He was my student there. And when he called me, he was like, teacher, I need your help because I need a position. Which he was the general manager of that company right now. Like, sure, man. So objectives are objectives, right? He got it. He got left. Okay.
No,
So
nomás nos
guys,
usó.
nomás nos usó el maldito.
Oh, pero qué bueno
Maldito.
que logró el puesto.
Sí,
Ujú.
me invitó a San Carlos. Tiene una casa en San Carlos. Nos invitó a mí, Andrea. Estamos viendo cuándo vamos. A ver qué dice. All right. So today, guys, the class of today is going to be to use different connectors. All right?
Okay.
Because yesterday and the day before, which was Monday, we worked with only this connector. And I told you also that it was good for you to use that connector because it's the perfect connector to translate to Spanish, you know? And when you understand it in Spanish, well, it's gonna be more easy for you to, you know, use different connectors within a specific situation now or a specific objective, you know? So, can you help me with number 1, JC, please?
Yes. Some common signal words that can be used with the past perfect tense include before, already, by the time, after, and just. Note, it's important to note that not all sentences that have these signal words require the past perfect tense. Context is key when determining which tense to use in a sentence.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. JC. So what we are saying here, guys, is that, for example, um, all right, look at that one. It's pretty long, okay? I had already cleaned the kitchen by the time my mom cooked dinner. We understand it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. In this case, I am using a connector, but also I'm using a time expression, which is a signal word, right? Which one is the signal word?
Already.
Already, right? This one. Okay. Now, one more time. One thing is the time expression. That one, you can eliminate it. It's possible that you can eliminate it, right? Because you can say something like this. I had cleaned the kitchen by the time my mom cooked dinner, and I understand it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, now, if you try to eliminate a connector, which is a different element, that one you cannot eliminate it. The connector, it's obligatory to connect it, obviously, with another idea, right?
Mhm.
So don't confuse connectors with signal words.
Mhm.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
All right, so we have
I
this.
have I'm sorry. I
Tell me,
have
sir.
one question. If the signal words include by the time, how can I know what signal word can I eliminate?
In that case, what you're gonna do, if you use a connector, is because you have a different idea. And sometimes you can say something like this. I had gone to the Grand Canyon. How do you spell canyon? I don't remember. Like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before.
Can
Before.
Okay.
You see? In
Yes.
that case, I'm not connecting it with nothing. I'm just saying.
only one idea.
Only one idea, like, yo ya había ido al Gran Cañón antes. Yo ya había ido al Gran Cañón antes, right? Antes de qué, es lo que hablábamos ayer, ¿no? Que ya hay como que algo, una historia que tú sabes antes de qué,
Mhm.
right? Now, but in this case, the before is functioning as a signal word, right?
Yes.
Now, if you
Okay.
say, I had gone to the Grand Canyon before I went with you. All right. In that case, my before is doing the function of a connector. Making
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
All right. So something that we know, guys, before, obviously, already, by the time, after, and just. You understand them, right? All?
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with exercise 1. Please be careful on the context. All right, I'm going to start with Alfredo with the instructions, please.
Exercise 1. Make question out of the following positive sentence.
You know what? No, it's too complicated.
No.
Let's stay in positive sentences before. Just the context, Alfredo. Okay?
Huh?
Number 1.
I arrived at the airport. The flight had already departed. The flight
Okay.
had already.
So a tip. This is a tip for you. When you have something like that, first localize the 2 sentences that you have. For example, in this one, is it the simple past or the past participle?
Okay.
Right?
For example, just I arrived at the airport. The flight had already departed.
By the time, ¿no?
By the time.
By that time. Mire, ese es un ejercicio perfecto porque
Tiene los 2 tiempos.
I arrived.
tiene los 2 tiempos. So you need a connector, right?
Las 2 conjugaciones mejor.
Las 2 conjugaciones. So
After también puede quedar, ¿verdad?
it can be after, yeah.
Mm.
For example, this one and this one and this one are gonna be the connectors, usually, right? And this one over here and this one
¿Qué es esto?
are gonna be usually signal words, you know?
But if you put for justo cuando llegaba al aeropuerto, justo cuando llegué al aeropuerto, el vuelo ya se había ido, ¿que no es algo así?
Sí. El vuelo.
Sí.
Sí, pues por eso le puse just.
Para
Yes,
cuando yo llegué al aeropuerto, el vuelo ya se había ido.
También,
yeah.
ajá.
Vamos a solucionar las dudas de Alfredo. Just I had, no. Can you help me? Just I arrived
Right.
Right
Yes. At
at
the
the
airport.
At the airport,
at the airport.
comma.
Yeah.
the flight had
Fly her.
already departed.
Depart.
Departed. There you go. The flight had already departed. Just I arrived. Okay. Your idea, Alfredo, is logical, but it's in Spanish. Justo cuando yo llegué al aeropuerto, eso funcionaría perfecto en español, right? But in English, you cannot do this like at the beginning of the sentence. Usually, look at this one. Had departed, I'm sorry, and it's in the middle. You know, how can you fix it at the beginning?
By the time.
By the time. I like it better. By the time. This one right here is gonna be your joker. By the time. Because it's good for everything, you know? Okay. So we understand it. By the time I arrive at the airport, the flight had already departed. Yes?
Yes.
Very good. All right. Look at number 2. We have, she had been to Paris twice. That is one sentence. She decided to move there.
Before.
Before.
Already.
Before
Not
or after?
already. Uh-huh. It can be before, it can be after, and it can be
By
Just
the time.
By that.
by the time.
Mhm.
he had been to Paris twice.
She had been to Paris twice.
Oh yeah.
It,
Or
it
after
can
or
be
before. Mhm.
before or after.
Before.
De hecho, after no aplica, ¿eh?
No,
Ah,
porque
No, no puede.
no.
Ajá,
Había ido
ya.
2 veces después de. No, no se puede.
No, no
A menos que
aplica.
Puede
empiece en el
ser
futuro.
before or
It's
by the
before.
time.
Before.
Before or by the time. Yeah.
Teacher, in Spanish, the sentence with before. ¿Qué dice? Me perdí.
Ella had been.
Ella
Había
estuvo en
estado.
París.
Estuvo 2 veces en París antes de
No, no estuvo.
decidir moverse para allá.
¿Estuvo o no, Javier? ¿Qué es?
Ella había.
Había estado.
Había estado.
Había
Había
estado
estado.
2 veces. Ajá. En París antes de decidir
Para
ella decidir
cuando
moverse. Ujú.
ella decidió moverse para allá.
If you pay attention, for example, this example over here, right? Es lo que les decía ayer. Ya los tiempos que vamos a estudiar de ahora en adelante, los 4 tiempos que nos quedan, ya es para presumir tu inglés. ¿Sí? ¿Por qué? ¿Cómo dirías eso en un nivel muy básico? She had been to Paris twice before she decided to move there. Basic, 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 basic.
She decided to move to Paris.
Ella fue 2 veces a París antes
She
de
was
haberse movido.
She
in
was
Paris.
sería.
She
Ella
was
estuvo.
Paris. Twice.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Look, she was in Paris
In Paris.
twice
Nice.
before she moved or she decided
Yeah.
whatever.
She decided
She
to
moved
move. Yeah.
to Paris. Okay. If you pay attention, simple past, and you are saying exactly the same information, but if you put it in past perfect, you're gonna say, oh, okay, this guy, you know, it's different. So that's what I was.
Para tirar aceite, pues ya.
Es para
No
ti, es
payasear.
para ti.
Para payasear.
Exactamente. Exactamente.
Como decía que no oye esa expresión.
Tirar aceite.
Sí.
Tirar aceite.
Ya vamos a regresar. Vale.
Yes. All right, you got it. Number 3.
By the time.
By the time he has finished his homework, he went out to play with his friends. Before or by the time, no?
By the time he had finished
I
his
think it's
homework,
already or yes.
he went
We
out
need
to the play
a
with
signal
his
word,
friends.
no?
But Ale, the signal words go between the subject and the verb and the auxiliary.
Oh, yeah. Mhm,
Like
yeah,
in here,
that's okay.
look. He had it's in the middle.
Okay.
So that one is good. Number 4, I got to the party. Everybody had gone.
By the time.
Before I got to the
After.
party.
Es igual, ¿no? By the time.
Had gone.
It
By
can be by
time I
the
go.
time, and the other one?
Before.
I go to the party. Everybody
be
had
before.
gone.
After.
After I got to the party,
Después
everybody
de
had
que.
gone. No, después no, que no.
No, sí es cierto, no. Sí,
Ajá. It's
Yo creo que es
confusing.
preferible utilizar el yo
Es un poquito.
Tú
By the time is perfect.
quisiste usar el after porque decía party ahí nomás.
Yo pienso que Serían muy pocos las ocasiones que se usen el after, porque estamos hablando de pasado y pasado perfecto, ¿no?
Pues sí, ¿verdad? A
Se
ver,
puede
sí.
usar, pero no, sí se puede usar,
No, sí
pero
se puede.
como en la segunda oración, ¿no?
Sí.
Ajá.
In the number 5, for example, if possible, I had waited for the package after it finally arrived.
He had waited for the package. Él había esperado por el paquete.
Después.
I don't know.
Ah, no, no, no,
Alfredo.
no, no es cierto, no es cierto. No.
Teacher, yo estoy igual
Pienso
como
que va a
Alfredo.
ser un poquito.
Pienso que también va el after y nunca va, o sea, en el 4, en el 5, en el 3, y yo, uy, no, está confundida con
Let's go for one example with after. Maybe I passed
Ajá.
the test after I had
Mm,
done it
ujú.
3 times. Could be, right?
Ujú.
Yo pasé el examen después de que yo lo había hecho 3 veces.
Tres
It's
veces.
possible. in
But
that
the
case.
verb is in present,
Which one?
past.
Oh, no, yeah, but this one is in past. I'm sorry. I passed the test. Yo pasé el examen después de que yo lo había hecho.
Ok, entonces nosotros lo
Ok.
estamos intentando cuando el pasado perfecto está en el segundo lado. Y por eso siempre tiene que ir al principio, o sea, tiene que estar al principio. Sí, bueno,
And
ya
be careful.
aprendí.
Be careful because you can do this one too.
Ujú.
After I had done the
No, es
test,
que sí
I
depende,
passed the test.
depending of the context,
Depending on the context.
I swam the river after 3 times. No, ¿cómo es? After 3 times practice it. I don't know.
I think the
For
numbers
example,
is for after, I think.
number 5 or number 6?
6. 6.
She had taught English for years after she wrote her first book. No. What happened before? You know? First, she wrote the book, or first she taught English? What happened before? If you do the line, right? What is the circle and what is the triangle?
The circle is the second sentence and the asterisk is first sentence.
Simple past.
Like this, right?
Ujú.
Oh, but that number 5. Vamos a terminar number 5. I'm sorry. I had waited for the package. It can be before. It finally arrived. Yo había esperado por el paquete antes de que finalmente llegó, right?
Ujú.
Ujú.
All right. Or it can be by that time too, right? I mean, by the time. Para cuando llegó. Para cuando finalmente llegó. And number 6.
She had taught English for years.
Is this one, okay? She
Yeah.
had taught English for years.
Before she wrote her first book.
Excellent.
Or by the
Before
time,
or
or by the time too.
by the time. Remember, by the time is going to be the joker always, right?
Pues
Ujú.
casi se expresa lo mismo, ¿no? Before, by the time, para ese momento, antes.
Yes. He had sold his car. He realized he needed it for work.
By the time.
By that time.
By the time. By the time he had sold his car, he realized he needed it
realized
for
he
work.
needed it for work. They have been-
It can be after.
Ajá.
It can be after in this case. After he had sold his car, después de que él había vendido su carro, se dio cuenta que lo necesitaba para el trabajo.
Ajá.
Ujú.
Mhm.
Finally, one for after.
By the time como que no.
Sí, para cuando él había vendido su carro.
En la 8, yo estaba viendo la 8 ya. En la 8 también creo.
Number 8. They had been married for 10 years
Before.
Before.
Mm,
before.
Before.
Antes de que se divorciaran, pues, ¿no?
O sea que la 7 no quedó en by the time.
Yeah.
Number 7.
By the time or after.
Yeah, both.
Ah. Okay.
Okay. Number 9, guys.
You have worked the company for 20 years.
Before. By
Before.
the time.
by the time.
Before,
Before, by
before
the time.
or by the time.
Very good.
I have
Okay. Now, don't think that the exercise is very easy. It's just that present perfect is good for this situation. You know what I mean? I mean, you are gonna use present perfect, in this case, past perfect, in this specific situation. So it is impossible to move or have many options for the exercise. You know? I had lived in the city for 5 years.
Before or by the
After.
After I moved to the countryside.
No, after, right?
No.
It's
No,
before.
before I moved to the
They had
countryside.
lived
By the time.
see before.
I
Before
think,
or by the
teacher,
time.
si nosotros lo
By the
leemos
time.
en español, yo creo que va a ser más así que entendamos por qué es el before o el after. O sea, en esta ocasión no es el after porque si yo había estado viviendo en esta ciudad después y ya no va a ser el antes de pasado del pasado. No sé si me explico.
Sí, ok. Ahí les va cómo pueden arreglar ese problema que trae con el after. I had lived in the city for 5 years, and then we go. After that, I moved to the countryside.
Tenemos que complementarle con el bendito that.
Ujú.
Okay.
Como yo había vivido en la ciudad 5 años, pero después de eso, that now you can use after. Right? Number 11, what you got?
Complementándole con el that.
What about it?
Por eso, pues, o sea, si nomás le pones el puro after está mal, pero si le agregas el that ya está correcto.
Yes.
Ok. Ok.
She had finished her studies. She started working as a lawyer.
Okay, this one is a good option.
After.
It can be after.
After.
Ajá.
Después
Ujú.
que ella
Yeah, after.
Después de que ella había terminado sus
había
estudios,
terminado sus estudios. Después que ella había terminado sus estudios. No.
hizo la otra
Ah,
actividad.
aquí sí pudiera ser antes de.
¿Por
No,
qué
Empezó a
after?
trabajar
que-
como.
Ella terminó y luego trabajó, pues.
ajá.
Ajá.
Pero
Sí,
puede ser
pero
que haya
No,
empezado
pero
a
after
trabajar.
no.
te estás refiriendo de que después de que ella terminó sus estudios, la actividad que realizó fue trabajar en de
Ella empezó a trabajar
abogada.
como
Abogada.
licenciada.
Sí,
Ajá,
abogada.
abogada.
Ujú.
Mm.
Is
Me
after.
encanta cuando ya se pelea.
After
Mi
she
bebé,
had
imagínate.
finished her studies, she started working
No,
as a lawyer.
ah,
Después de
I
que ella
think,
terminó
I
de
think we
estudiar, ajá,
no
Ale.
podemos usar el before porque,
Sí,
porque
sí.
she had finished, es el pasado.
No, sí podemos, los
No,
dos.
No, Javier, before no
antes
se
de,
No.
puede.
antes de que ella terminara de estudiar o que
Es
terminara
que
sus
no es
estudios,
terminara,
no,
no es terminara, es terminó.
antes que ella había terminado sus estudios,
ella empezó,
ella, ajá,
Así
ella
lo
empezó a
vi yo
trabajar.
primero.
empezó a trabajar como abogada. Digo porque fue
Eso,
mi
pero
caso, por eso
lógicamente
yo
si
digo
trabajas como
que sí
abogada, es que ya
aplica.
terminaste.
Yo,
Is after, is
Pues sí,
after.
pues, sí. Si ya
Puede
eres
ser,
abogada es porque ya terminaste de estudiar.
ajá,
puede
Está
ser
bien.
after, before o
pero
by
sí
the
puede,
time.
sí
O
aplica
by
el
that time.
before.
Sí, ya lo entendí.
By
Sí.
the time.
Pero vamos a usar el
Es que
by the
¿saben
time,
cuál va a
así
ser el
que-
problema? ¿Saben cuál va a ser el problema? Si
El
no
contexto.
traducen correctamente, no, ni siquiera si no traducen esto correctamente,
Ajá.
ya no les va a salir la oración, pues.
Es que
Sí.
before, antes de que ella había terminado sus estudios, no
Ajá.
es antes, pues tiene que ser después.
No, sí
No.
puede ser
¿Por
antes.
qué, René?
Si puedes, sí, hay personas que están haciendo sus prácticas preprofesionales y no
Exacto.
terminaron sus
Ah, sí,
estudios
cierto.
y los contratan.
Alex
It's,
tiene razón,
it's
Alejandro.
relative. In this case, it's relative then.
In this
Ok.
case is relative, I like
Sí.
that, pero...
Más fácil.
Yes.
Oh,
Pero si aplica, pues si aplica
Ok.
te
before.
visualicé con el meme del SpongeBob.
Aquí,
Mira,
mister, aquí yo creo que queda mejor after that, ¿no?
after that, no,
Teacher, yo digo que no es before porque ya no tendría que estar el had en finish y tendría que estar en el starter. ¿Que no? Es que no
Ajá.
sé, eso me confunde, pues,
¿qué
porque
onda?
se supone que
Ya sacamos a René de la clase. Ya
Sí, ya René, ya.
De gallo, no.
René.
René, a ver, ¿quién se lo dice en español a René?
Ya le dije yo. Dale.
Yeah, you
Otra
know?
vez, Lupita, otra vez,
Ya.
Lupita.
Es que
Otra vez,
es
Lupita,
que
otra
es
vez.
aún antes de que ella hubiera terminado, ¿no?
Antes de que,
Before she had.
Antes de haber
antes que
Antes de
ella
que ella había
había
terminado.
terminado sus
Ya la traducción,
estudios.
¿no? Antes de que ella había terminado.
Ajá.
Sus
Ella
estudios.
comenzó a trabajar como abogada.
Ajá.
Antes de que ella había terminado sus
No,
estudios, había
si no,
comenzado a
pues qué
trabajar de...
chiste tendría hacer la presunción de este enunciado. Si cuando ya terminó los estudios, pues claro que va a trabajar como abogada. El chiste es presumir que ella estaba trabajando
antes de que
antes
terminara.
de haber terminado los
Exactamente.
estudios.
Lupita tiene razón, así es la oración, es cierto.
No.
Sí.
Gracias, voten por mí, muchachos, no las Ay, no es cierto.
Lupita para presidente.
Cuando termines la carrera no sales de abogado, empiezas a sacar copias y traer plumas y todo eso.
A traer agua y lonche.
Oh my God. All right. Can we continue?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
pero
Haz René. Haz René, teacher.
René, can we continue? Are you okay with your mental peace?
yes.
Yeah, okay. He had played the guitar for years. He formed a band.
By the
Before.
time, ¿no?
By that time, for sure.
O before.
before.
O
And
before.
before. Very good.
It's like Lupita's daughter.
Exactly. Yeah.
No guitar in this case, but
Yeah, right, Lupita.
Yes.
Number 13. They had been dating. Aquí se me escapó un pasado perfecto progresivo. I'm sorry. Right? He had been dating for 2 years. They decided to get married.
Okay.
Just
Before.
Before.
yes.
Or by the time.
Es como ellos
Estuvieron saliendo.
habían estado saliendo
Habían estado saliendo.
Estaba saliendo
Ujú.
por 2 años
por 2 años.
Ujú.
antes de decidir.
No,
cuándo
antes de
casarse.
decidir, no.
¿Sí, no?
Mm,
After they.
Antes de que ellos decidieron casarse.
Ah.
Ajá, yes. Antes de que ellos decidieran. Remember, grammar police, Miss Lupita. 14. He had finished his project. He presented it to his boss.
René, por favor, no hagas caso a lo que dijeron. Tú sigue hablando, sigue participando.
Ah, René, es cierto, es broma, René.
No, pues, ni al
¿Qué
caso,
pasó,
pues,
teacher?
todo bien.
Somos compas. What happened, Carlos?
No, aquí
Una
andamos.
caguama, René.
GPI.
Chicas.
After he had finished his project, he presented it to his boss.
Exactly. Can be after.
Mhm.
Can it be before?
No, because he don't have the project.
But can he presented it unfinished?
Ujú.
Maybe
After
like
or
Can do
already?
before.
like a draft.
Like a draft, it can be. By the time, obviously, for sure.
And
It can be
already?
before, depending on the. No, already goes, remember, between
Oh, okay.
the auxiliary and the verb, okay?
Okay.
Ya, pues nada más se los puse aquí para confundirlos. I'm sorry.
Ya bien, sí.
Ya supérenlos, okay?
Por haber faltado tantos días, ¿no?
Yes. She had taken care of her grandmother for years. She passed away.
Before.
Before.
He had
Before and
taken
by the
care
time.
By that time.
before she passed away.
What's the translation?
Ella había cuidado a su abuela por años antes de que ella
Colgar a los
muriera.
tenis.
Ella de que ella murió. Ella de que ella muriera, ¿no?
Mm.
Así lo traduciríamos. Very good, guys. Okay. So look at this one. We are gonna work with 2 different elements. We are going to combine a connector and we are going to combine also a signal word, right? Remember I told you what signal words we have and which ones are connectors and which ones are signal words.
Just and already are signal word.
Uh-huh. Just and
And-
already, and these ones are signal. And then we have connectors.
When?
By the
time.
time, before and after.
When, before, and after, and by the time. Okay. One of the characteristics of these ones is going to be between the auxiliary and the verb,
The verb.
right?
It's just that you tell me, no?
Exactly, yeah, that's it. ¿Cómo lo leen? I had already taken the plane. I had already taken the plane.
Bueno,
Justo ahora estoy tomando el avión.
¿Ah?
Justo ahorita me estoy subiendo al avión o estoy tomando el avión.
No.
Ya
Estoy tomando el
había
avión,
tomado
sería
el-
present progressive.
Ah, ok.
Ya había tomado el avión.
Ya había tomado el avión.
Ujú.
I had already taken. ¿Cómo dirían? Ya había comido.
I had already
I had already
eaten.
eaten.
I
Eaten.
had already
Eaten.
eaten. I had already eaten. Ya había llegado.
I had already arrived.
Arrive.
Right.
Yeah.
Hay
By
otros,
the time. Tell me.
Hay otra manera de decir llegado, ¿no?
Alright.
All right.
No, lo tengo por ahí
Come
anotado.
back.
Luego le digo a ver si es.
Come.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We are gonna use the connector when, and then we are gonna use already in the middle of the second sentence, which is past perfect. If you analyze it, goes like, when I got the message from my dad, we understand that, right?
Ujú.
When I got the message from my dad, I had already taken the plane. Ya, o sea, le agregué el ya. Ya me había, right? Okay. Okay, so we need to do 5 sentences, guys, with that structure.
5. Una, dos. ¿no?
Come on, Carlos.
Yo me perdí.
Really? What happened?
Sí, pues, o sea, aquí en las notas de gramática dice que las signal words pues son, aparte del user already, pues las otras, ¿no? El before, bueno, los que pusiste del otro lado de la raya. Entonces, pues, y ahorita comentan que nada más el signal word van a ser esos dos y los conectores van a ser los otros. Entonces ya no supe.
Es
No
lo
sé
que
si
te expliqué al inicio, de que si lo vas a usar solamente en una oración, puedes usar estos como signal words.
Ajá.
Pero en este ejercicio es necesario de tener 2 oraciones, 2 ideas. So that's why we're going to use these ones exclusively as connectors.
Por
So,
ejemplo,
Okay, I have one.
tell me, Alfredo.
When I arrived at my home, my brother had already drunk all the beer.
When I arrived at my home, my brother
Had
had
already drunk all beer.
It's perfect. Perfect sentence, yes. When I arrived at home, my brother had already drunk all beer. Very good sentence. You got it, Mr. JC.
Más o menos. Más o menos.
Don't worry, you're gonna get it. Tell me, Javier.
When I started the diploma, maybe, I don't know, maybe Lupita hat ahí esa es mi pregunta. ¿Es hat también?
Yes,
Okay.
It goes for all the subjects.
Okay, Lupita had already taken one level.
Yeah, when I started the diploma, Lupita had already taken 1 level. Perfect. Is it possible to change I with Lupita? Of course, because it's a different sentence. All right, yeah, it's possible. Somebody else? Tell me.
Tengo una.
Tell me, Carlos.
When we arrived at the restaurant, the ride had Pass it. La racha ya había pasado.
When we arrive at the restaurant, continue.
Raj
Yes.
had passed it.
Had passed. It's perfect, Carlos. Oh
Had
my God,
passed.
yes.
The
Ponme
rush.
aquí es.
The
Yeah.
rush, okay.
Ponme ahí el already, Carlos, to finish correctly.
Already passed. Passed.
The rush had already
Right? Had already
passed.
passed.
Perfect, man. Cuando llegamos al restaurante, el rush, ¿cómo se diría rush en español?
Como la racha, como
Como
lo
que
fuerte.
la locura, lo fuerte, ¿no?
La
Cuando está
locura,
cuando
ajá.
hay como hay a la hora que hay más gente, ¿no?
Exactly.
Ujú.
Ya había pasado. Perfecto, Carlos. Nice, man.
Thank you, Touché.
2 more.
La hora pico es, ¿no?
La hora
Sí.
pico, ándale, the rush.
When I started work at Mulatos,
Ajá.
Alfredo had already 10 years.
You need a verb?
Have
What?
in past.
Which one?
When I
What
started
verb?
work at Mulatos, Alfredo had already worked.
Excellent.
Work.
10 years, right?
Mhm.
There, meaning the mind.
There. Mhm.
Only one observation, Javier.
Yes.
Here, started work. You have 2 verbs.
When I started at Mulatos.
Can be, yeah.
Ujú. Porque después
When I started the muletos.
Is correct. Started to work.
Started
Perfect.
working.
It's
Started
Perfect.
perfect that.
Both are perfect. I started to work or I started working at Mulatos.
Mhm.
working.
Thank you, Rene.
Yes, JC. Working is also. If you eliminate the 2, you put the ing to the verb.
Okay, thank you.
Number
JC.
5.
I have one for number 5.
Tell me, Ale.
When I registered the company,
Mhm.
my brother had already signed the document. I can pronunciation signed,
It will have
firmar
to be
en pasado.
signed.
Signed.
Cuando yo registré la compañía, mi hermano ya lo había firmado.
Ajá.
Talking about the registration, probably, right?
My brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
The teacher.
Probably,
The
Carlos.
teacher brother.
I don't remember, and I don't see the money. Where is the money?
In the future, it's coming.
5%
All
for
right,
the teacher
Ale.
because you sign.
You promise, Ale.
Yes,
All right.
of course.
We're gonna do a listening exercise, okay? I'm going to read for you, okay? So
Okay.
close your book. Remember yesterday, 100% on the listening, yeah? Okay. Remember, we need to develop the listening before we finish the diploma, okay? Objective of the exercise, it's to understand what I'm talking about, all right? And obviously, I am going to use past perfect sentences in here, okay? All right. Don't look at me. I get shy. All right, here we go. Saved by a good neighbor. Saved by a good neighbor. When I arrived at the airport, I realized that I had forgotten my passport at home. When I arrived at the airport, I realized I had forgotten my passport at home. I had been so nervous about my trip that I had forgotten to pack it in my bag. To pack what? My passport. I was supposed to leave for my vacation in just a few hours, and I knew that I had to act fast. By the time I got home, I had missed my flight. The airline had already closed the gate. The airline had already closed the gate, and there was nothing I could do. I was devastated. I had looked forward to this trip for months, and now it was ruined. Just as I was about, one more time, just as I was about to call the airline to see if there were anything other flights available, my phone rang. It was my neighbor who had found my passport on the street. It was my neighbor who had found my passport on the street. You got the sentence?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very good. It was my neighbor who had found my passport on the street. Apparently, I had dropped it on my way to the airport without even realizing it. Before I knew, I was back at the airport, grateful that my neighbor had saved my trip. I had never been so relieved in my life. I had been so worried about what I was going to do, and now everything had worked out in the end. As I boarded my flight, I thought about how lucky I was to have such a nice neighbors. I had always taken them for granted, but now I realize just how much they meant to me. I knew that I would never forget this experience and that I would always be more careful when packing my trips in the future. In the end, I had a wonderful vacation filled with new experiences and memories that I will remember forever. And it was all thanks to my neighbor who had saved the day with her neat and good heart. Okay, los voy a leer ahora sí, más rápido. Okay, you got an idea, right, of what happened? Here we go, one more time. I'm not stopping, okay? When I arrived at the airport, I realized that I had forgotten my passport at home. I had been so nervous about my trip that I had forgotten to pack it in my backpack. I was supposed to leave for my vacation in just a few hours, and I knew that I had to act fast. By the time I got home, I had missed my flight. The airline had already closed the gate, and there was nothing I could do. I was devastated. I had looked forward to this trip for months, and now it was all ruined. Just as I was about to call the airline to see if there were any other flights available, the phone rang. It was my neighbor who had found my passport on the street. Apparently, I had dropped it on the way to the airport without even realizing it. Before I knew it, I was back at the airport, grateful that my neighbor had saved my trip. I had never been so relieved in my life. I had been so worried about what I was going to do, and now everything had worked out in the end. As I boarded my flight, I thought about how lucky I was to have such kind and helpful neighbors. I had always taken them for granted, but now I realized just how much they meant to me. I knew that I will never forget this experience and that I would always be more careful when packing for my trips in the future. In the end, I had a wonderful vacation filled with new experiences and memories that I will cherish forever. And it was all thanks to my neighbor who had saved the day with her knee and eye and good heart. All right. ¿Cómo les fue?
Bien.
Okay.
Good.
I need one person that explains something, whatever they understood. What did you understand, guys?
Okay, can I go first?
Go, JC.
Okay. The ¿cómo se dice la lectura?
The lecture.
The lecture talked about one guy that is gonna to go to vacation, and he goes to the airport, and when he arrived there, he se dio cuenta, no sé cómo se dice, that his passport is not with him, and he, I guess, he came back to her house, and one of the neighbors picked up the passport on the street, and se lo entregó. I don't know the word. I don't remember. And
maybe Gabe.
Okay. He gave it the passport to the neighbor, and he was thankful with him, and he come back to the airport again, and took his flight, and pues ya se fue de vacación.
All right. Okay. That's good, man. That's good. Good grammar, JC. Good grammar. Just some mistakes in his, her, their, possessions in there, but very good. Somebody else has extra info, or that's what it is?
I remember that he waited for a long time for this vacation.
Yeah.
And when he got to back at home for the passport, the gates, the airlines is closed, all gates.
Yeah.
And when he is going back at home, the neighbors calls him for phone, and the neighbor find the passport at the street.
Yeah.
When he have the passport, he called back to the airlines and he asked for support to looking for other flyings.
Yeah.
And when he come back, he say, "I'm lucky,"
Yes.
because he have a good neighbors. I don't
Perfect.
know. That's it. Mhm.
Yeah, good, good. Somebody else that it's escaping? Something else that it's escaping? Or that's pretty much it?
And he say he remember always this situation, and he's super agradecido, no sé cómo se dice, con su
Agradecido will have to be thankful.
Right.
Thankful.
Grateful.
with a neighbor. And he
Right.
had too many memories with this trip.
That's right. Memories and experiences. Very good. Alfredo, you did good. You understood.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with all comments. It's
Nice.
wonderful. At the end, he have a different vacation, but he enjoyed it.
That's correct. All right, let's go with some questions before we finish the class. Here we go.
True English
Which-
Academy Listening Program. Step number 33. Save it by a good neighbor. Exercise 3. Instructions. Listen to the 10 reading comprehension questions based on the text saved by a good neighbor. You will have 10 seconds to answer them. Write down the answers on the corresponding lines.
Number 1. What did the protagonist forget to pack for her trip? Number 1. What did the protagonist forget to pack for her trip?
You got the question?
Yes.
All right. We're gonna call the protagonist. Apparently, is she, and in my mind, it was always a he. I don't know why.
Ajá.
Yes, I guess so too. Also.
That it was a he. Me too.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
A man. I don't know why.
Me neither. And it's a she. Apparently, here we go. And I wrote it. I never remember. Oh my God. Here we go. Number 2.
Number 2. Did the protagonist make it to her flight on time? Did the protagonist make it to her flight on time?
Like, make it to the flight is like, what is it?
Pues tomó el
Tomó
vuelo en tiempo.
avión. Bueno.
Yeah.
Pues salió en tiempo, ¿no?
Yes. It's like, I didn't make it to the meeting. No llegué a la reunión. I didn't make it to the meeting. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't make it to the wedding. I had a problem at the airport, you know, and something like that. Next.
Number 3. Who found the protagonist's lost passport?
Very easy.
Who found the protagonist's lost passport?
She or he.
Sí.
The neighbor. I don't know.
Ah, bueno, yo no sé, pues le pongo her neighbor porque pues no sabemos ya, ¿no?
Yeah,
Sí,
His
Hay que ser,
chico,
hay
pero
que ser incluyentes, vato.
Sí.
His neighbor.
No te enojes, JC, es un
Number
ejercicio.
4.
No,
How did the
no,
protagonist-
no, no. Así hablo, a veces se me sale el tono.
So it's okay. Here we go.
¿Cuál vamos? La 4.
Number 4.
Affect.
How did the protagonist feel when she realized she had missed her flight? Number 4. How did the protagonist feel when she realized she had missed her flight? Number 4. How did the protagonist feel when she realized she had missed her flight?
De nervios.
Devastado, ¿no?
Devastado, devastado.
Devastated.
Devastated.
Pues yo le puse frustrada yo.
Number 5. What did the protagonist do when she thought her trip was ruined? Number 5. What did the protagonist do when she thought her trip was ruined? Number 5. What did the protagonist do when she thought her trip was ruined?
Chicos, ¿cómo van fusionando las palabras? ¿Las van fusionando una tras otra cuando las van escuchando? ¿O todavía las van dividiendo así de...
Más o menos.
De repente sí.
Sí, ya ves que
De
sí
repente,
puede.
de repente se va?
Sí.
Es que hay palabras nuevas también que en
Sí.
ocasiones no logro como llevarlas completas a la oración.
Ándale, así me pasa también.
¿Cómo fue la pregunta?
La pregunta, ¿les pasa que ya empieza a ligar una con otra, con otra, con otra, con otra?
Ah,
¿O,
sí.
o todavía es how, did, you?
No,
¿O ya
no.
es...
Ya es más,
¿Ya experimentaron eso?
ya es
Sí.
más fluido. Ya es más fluido. Yo creo
Sí,
que
teacher,
como...
yo ayer, teacher. Ayer apenas.
No, es que por eso les pregunto, porque se los dije ayer, el past perfect es el más difícil, es el tiempo más difícil que se puede estudiar, a la par del passive voice. Remember, passive voice is very complicated too. So they are at the same level in difficulties, you know what I mean? So if you got in this moment that experience, of connecting one word after the other one, if you have the experience before, the only thing you need is practice. Okay? Why? Because you can do a check mark. It's like me, Rayner, as a human, I can do it. Porque ya me pasó. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So with this experience, I mean, if you understand that one and you feel that sensation, Lupita, what was your sensation when you felt that?
I feel happy and no sé.
Excited.
Muy, muy orgullosa estaba.
Muy orgullosa.
Proud.
You see?
I'm
Proud. Okay.
Proud.
So this time that we have, guys, before we finish the diploma, that's the objective. Okay? You should forget about what I'm learning. What I'm learning, it's not important anymore. It's how I'm learning it. How I'm learning this. Am I doing this correctly for my brain, And is my brain a friend of me in this moment, or is still an enemy of me? You know what I mean? Because at the beginning, your brain is your worst enemy, right?
Principal element, yeah.
Yes. So it's like there's like a time, like for example, this is you and this is your fear, insecurities, and everything, your worst enemy, and you start walking like that. And there's a point that they match, and your worst enemy is going to be your best friend now, talking about your English in this case. Hey, you know what? I don't care about how I speak the English. I don't care about how I speak the English, but I speak it and I understand it. And after that, I don't care. I'm making money. I'm having the new position. I understand the movies. I can listen to music and I understand it. You know what I mean? And that experience that you can experience, you know, it's amazing. So, les voy a enviar este audio para que lo repitan, terminan las preguntas, ¿vale? Y mañana no tienen idea lo feliz con los resultados que llevamos a este momento, lo feliz que estoy. Terminamos esto, and we finish this one. Can you please finish this?
Yes.
I'm gonna send you the video, and tomorrow we go with negatives, okay? We have some listening, we have some writing also. ¿Y quién presenta mañana? Porque alguien lo presentó hoy. Tenemos
Yo.
que presentar diario.
Yo presento mañana, teacher.
Ale mañana y el
Sí.
próximo lunes ya hay que ponerlo, chicos.
Yo.
Falta
También.
Alfredo,
Yo,
Javier.
yo el martes.
Alfredo y ¿por qué no hacemos esto? Faltan ustedes dos y Carlos, ¿vas a presentar, mister?
Me and Friday.
Friday. We don't have
Friday.
classes on Friday.
El lunes
Ah,
2 y el martes 2, teacher, para ya terminar.
Ok.
Y
No,
Yoli, Lupita, Gwen.
No,
Ya.
yo
Fueron
fui la
primeras.
primera.
Yo digo que el lunes presenta
Ya fue.
Alfredo y Javier.
Órale,
Lunes.
ya dijo.
Y
Y
mañana.
el martes les voy a enviar ya el nuevo rol, que sería ahora el presente progresivo. ¿Ok?
Dale.
Para que el martes, ¿quién se apunta para el martes? Presente progresivo. Necesito 2. Yo creo que vamos a empezar de 2 en 2.
Yoli y Lupita.
Yoli en Lupita.
Yo el miércoles, teacher.
Miércoles René. Bueno. Lo organizamos en el grupo. Vale.
Pero sería
Yo
la
estoy en-
semana, ¿verdad?
Sí, la otra semana.
La
Ok.
próxima semana. Sí, está
I
bien.
mean,
Yo quiero ser de las
next-
primeras la próxima semana.
next Tuesday. Not the next. The next Tuesday.
Ujú.
Is that good?
Sí, perfecto.
Yes.
Ah, ok, perfect then. Ok. Entonces a la noche les envío la dinámica, ¿vale?
Ok.
Have a good night. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Good night, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Los nuevos ya van a venir mañana.
Thank you.
Los nuevos.
Manda
You're
información
Javier y
Bye.
Alfredo, los
la-
nuevos. ¿No son los
Yes.
nuevos?
de la masterclasses, teacher.
Ah, no, ya venían antes, hace mucho tiempo, ¿no?
Les paso ahí la información de la masterclass, for sure.
Okay,
Bye
gracias.
bye.
What is
Bye.
masterclass? Sorry.
Ya no falte
Es que
porque
Unas
los
clases
tenemos
de
que ser nuevos,
verbos.
Javier.
Voy a dar una masterclass de 2 viernes de los 200 verbos más importantes usados en el...
Ok.
Eso
Ahí les
está
paso
bueno,
la
yo
info,
creo, hay
¿sale?
que
Vale,
agarrarlo.
gracias.
Me
Bye, bye,
dicen, me falta
gracias.
información
Bye.
para entrar a Masterclass.
Yes, Carlos, for sure. Bye bye.